Hello everyone, my name is Sark and welcome back to another SH Figuarts review. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the one and only that was able to get with Android 21, the man himself, the legend, Android 20, aka Dr. GERO. Give him a round of applause, let's go. This man had the hottest wife in all of Dragon Ball. So, this guy is a Premium Bandai exclusive. I got this guy through Hobby Genki. You guys have been seeing a lot of Hobby Genki reviews lately, but they've been getting some pretty good deals, so be on the lookout for those if you would like. I got this guy for under retail, and shipping made him pretty much at his base retail price. So, without further ado, let's take this guy out and see how he looks. Alright, so here we have the man himself, Dr. GERO, and I gotta say a couple of things just to kind of make him stand out a little bit. He is short. This man is a short fella. Holy hell. This guy stands at a whopping 5.5 inches to the top of his hat, the red ribbon hat. I'm surprised as to how tiny he is. I forgot that he was this tiny. Most games don't really have him accurately sized up, so it is interesting to see like an actual figure be this tiny. And I definitely do see a couple of sort of interesting choices that they did for this figure. Now, he doesn't really have pretty much any paint whatsoever besides the shoulder pads, or where his arms are. That is pretty much the only place you'll find any form of shading. The hair doesn't even have any shading. It's only really here where you see the yellow, the orange, the dark orange parts, which is fine, I guess. But for this being a Premium Bandai exclusive that released last year, I don't know if he is full on worth it for right now. His face and his hands look so weird. They look so out of place. I don't know if it's just me, but they don't look like how they should look. He looks a lot more sickly in these in person than he does in the promotional images. And I understand that this is actually one of the complaints that people had with this figure alongside Android 19, where they look very plasticky. You can definitely see the gloss on his vest and even on the pants as well, where necessarily that should not be the case. Also, look at the pants. Oh my god, it's a brand new figure, by the way. This is how he came out. So, realistically, not the greatest figure whatsoever. Let me see if I can, with my Elevate figure displays brush, specifically for cleaning action figures, if it's something that I could fix, but it does not seem like it. So, this figure is completely weirdly done, in my opinion. So, I understand that this is not a very sought-after figure, and is still somewhat available in some websites, but he is getting up in price because he is a Premium Bandai exclusive, and they almost never re-release these characters unless they were chosen on an actual poll, like at all. So moving on to the articulation section, this guy has I'm pretty sure it's a hinge, ball hinge right here. Yes, he does. That worries me. The way that this face is made worries me, so do be careful with the hinge. It might break off. Who knows? At this point, I don't even know myself. He does have a hinge for the hair that kind of works a little bit. You can swivel it back and forth if you wanted to, so it allows you to look forward down that far, actually pretty good, and upwards not so much because of the hair sculpt blocking that. Now, this is an interesting way of doing shoulders. So his shoulders, he can rotate his arms 360 degrees, which is great, but he doesn't have the regular joint for the shoulders here. Instead, he has them over here on the sleeves, which is weird. I don't mind it. I actually think that's a pretty ingenious way of doing it, but then it does leave you a gap for these arms. He does have butterfly joints, which are not the greatest, but you can get his arms to cross. That's actually very nice. So they're okay so far. double jointed elbow, which actually probably looks like one of the better double jointed elbows I've seen from some Dragon Ball figures. Not all of them. He does have a bicep swivel, of course, that's very nice. A ball hinge wrist, and that's pretty much it for the arms. So very nice. He does have a neck joint as well, so that does allow you for more range of articulation, even if it doesn't look the greatest, but it's working nonetheless. Now, torso articulation is almost non-existent because this is hard plastic. It is not soft plastic, which I think should have been soft plastic. So you're gonna be blocked by those two spikes on the vest itself. Going backwards, it's okay, not the greatest. He literally barely goes backwards. So I don't know if that was the case for this figure. No, you cannot. So you cannot extend the actual torso. I thought you could, but you cannot. You can rotate it side to side. And then the splits, not the greatest splits, not gonna lie. These are actually pretty bad for a figure that's Premium Bandai. Kicking forward about that far, which is okay. Here is the actual confirmation that it's an actual real figure. Going backwards about this far, going sideways too, which is weird. This is, oh wait, never mind. Here you go. So you can definitely kick backwards as far as possible and forward as far as possible. Double jointed knee, which kind of looks ugly, but it works, I guess. This section works. This is a gap right here. And oh my god, I apologize. I do get sort of sleepy when I talk super fast. Thigh swivel, which works well. No calf swivel, unfortunately, but toe joint, double jointed toe, foot joint. So going forward, almost non-existent. Going backwards, pretty decent. Toe hinge is actually not bad. They actually did a pretty decent job on that. So overall, articulation, he lacks in some areas, and in some areas, it's actually pretty decent. It's really just the overall aesthetic for this character that kind of brings him down. Now, unfortunately, I don't have Android 19 to actually go alongside him. I'm still on the lookout for that guy as of currently. So besides that, let's move on to the accessories real quick, because I didn't know he had one specific accessory with him. Alright, so you may be wondering, why is the full power Super Saiyan Goku here? Well, that is because I honestly forgot that he came with this, but he comes with an additional faceplate for this Super Saiyan Goku. It is where he is kind of sick and almost dying from the heart virus. Now, one thing, it's not as noticeable in camera, but he does have like a different color tone to his face, which I think works if the whole skin tone was the same. But at the same time, it works because he is supposed to be sick during this kind of phase of the character. So this is the reissue, so this was meant for the pre-reissue, but it's the exact same figure, so you can use them for the old version and the newer version as well. So do not worry about that. So yeah, very nice additional accessory for this figure, especially for an affordable $35 figure. He does come with a lot of accessories, realistically, but he comes with a side look for him, which I think looks pretty nice. I just kind of wish there was some shading on that face. The mustache looks immaculate. A very nice grinning expression. I like it. No eyebrows, so this man is going Super Saiyan 3. And a sort of shocked expression as well, which is really nice. Again, I'm sorry, I'm getting sleepy, even though it is the middle of the day. So he does come with an actual broken arm piece where 17, or who does that? I think it's Piccolo. Piccolo is the one that breaks his arm. He does have his brain case, which, props to Tamashii. This is actually seemed to be sculpted inside, and then there's the actual case on top of it, which is really nice. He has the hand to hold his remote control, of course, which is right here. So it's just a matter of inserting it for your own leisure, like so, if you want to turn off the androids at your own accord. Two sort of stabbing hands, which I legit thought they were gonna like omit the actual dot in the center of the hands for some hands, for specifically this set. But all of them have it, and it's really nice. I like that. Tamashii did not sort of cheap out on this one, although they kind of did, but they kind of didn't. So, very nice by Tamashii to some extent. I'm not going to give them too much props, because then that will be me ass-kissing them. Which leads me to my final thoughts. This figure is fine. It is not as bad as I heard people say in the past, especially when he released. Although I do think that he is not worth the price. Let me just sort of bring up the original price for this figure. So this figure was $70 retail on Premium Bandai when he had originally gone up for pre-order back in 2023 and released actually earlier this year. So it makes a lot of sense why I've heard a lot about this guy recently. Or, well, it's almost been a year since then. So this guy is okay. I'm going to give this guy a 7 out of 10. And now the reason why I'm bringing down a couple of points is because of sort of like some aesthetic choices. He doesn't look the greatest in terms of the actual outfit. There should be a lot more shading in a lot more areas. So, God, I need to take a nap. Goodness gracious. But yeah, he looks okay. I kind of wish that the faces were a little bit better. Like in terms of just the color of the face, I don't remember him being this sickly green gray. I remember him being gray, but not sickly green. I don't know if I'm getting that across correctly. But yeah, that's pretty much all the time I have for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think about this figure. Do you like him? Do you not like him? Are you gonna be on the hunt for him? Who knows? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. But besides that, I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.